So guys, I am back with yet another Borderlands 4 video, and today guys I bring you 10 plus of the most broken weapons in the entire game. So these weapons consist of taking advantage of in-game exploits to stack damage to a maximum, allowing you to one-tap bosses without the need of builds or anything of that matter. What I will say is, I'm not sure how long these are going to last in the game. They could be taken out of the game with a patch coming this week, next week, we just do not know. So if there's anything in this video you'd like to look at, take advantage of it while you can. How's it going guys? My name's DPJ, and if you do enjoy the video, leaving a like really helps out, and if you like what you see and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Okay, so 10 plus insane weapons you need to see. Weapons that are absolutely broken, weapons that you can use to obliterate bosses, all that good stuff. So let's get into it guys. So first up people, we have the Golden God shotgun, which is this thing right here. So this drops from Ardelator Soul, who I will say is located right down here inside of this fortress right there. So if you load up into this, well, not load up into it, fast travel to that point, run up to the boss, you can farm him here, and you are good to go. But the role specifically you're looking for is one that has a secondary fire mode on it. So you can see the Data License multi-loader. If you have one of these which has, let's say, secondary fire consumes SMG, pistol, or assault rifle, it makes this a lot more efficient because you have more ammo to play around with. So once you have this weapon, again, you don't need this, but it will just be better with it. You can see it's got rage on it. When overheating, the bullet force does not break, but instead continually consumes great amounts of ammo. And what this does, guys, is, let me just switch to the other mode. What this does is, when it overheats, it don't stop firing, but what it does is it uses more ammo, obviously. But what it's doing here, guys, is also getting more and more powerful. Now, when it's at that 25 shots fired, it's at its maximum damage output. So we can stack that. We can stack that damage, and what you need to do guys is it's as simple as this: unequip all but 2 weapons, one including the Golden God. So let's just get rid of the Kickballer for now. And then what you do guys is find yourself a ammo machine, because you're going to be needing ammo for this, because you're going to be getting through a lot of it. Let me just quickly go to the test dummy so you can see the damage this thing does as standard. See if you guys remember, because I probably won't. So yeah, okay, so let's just say 3k or 4k, whatever. So to stack damage guys, all you want to do guys is fire it into that overheat state. Once it gets to a 25 or beyond, so we're now at 25, stop shooting, switch to the other weapon, switch back, repeat. What this does guys is it stacks that damage. It's stacking damage here, but get to 25 shots fired, switch back. Now you want to switch weapons slowly, you don't want to spam it. You just want to switch weapons slowly. So get to 25, switch to the other weapon, let it come out, switch back, rinse and repeat. That is literally it, and you can do this indefinitely. You can stack damage like this indefinitely, people. So let's just go back to that test dummy and we'll see the exact damage. What was it, 3 or 4k? So let's just fire it again. Yeah, so you can see like that now. 2 shots was like 60,000. So yeah, it's doing like 30k. Something like that per shot. And that was, how long would you do that guys? 20 seconds? So yeah, that's all you've got to do. So find yourself an ammo machine, fire it into the overheating state. When it gets to that 25 shots of overheated, switch to your other weapon, switch back, and it does crazy amounts of damage. And you're seeing on screen now what this thing can indeed do. And this ain't even stacked to a maximum, but you can see that this thing does wild damage, people. Wild damage, it really does. Now what I will say is, what you'll notice is when you're firing this, it's using larger amounts of ammo because it still thinks it's in that overheating mode. That's why we've got the damage stacking, but you can actually reset this down a bit. So what you do is just shoot it into that overheating mode, get to like 25, and then just switch weapons quickly. So double tap that switch weapons button like that. This 8 times out of 10, well obviously you can see now it's not using as much ammo. But what I will say is once you go back into that overheating mode, it's going to just reset it and use more ammo. So yeah, but keep that in mind. But yes, this Golden God is an absolute monster of a weapon. Use and abuse it while you can, people. Okay, so next up guys, we have a nifty little trick which will allow you to stack projectiles on Vladof SMGs. Now what you need guys for this is a Vladof SMG, any one, as long as it's got that alt firing mode of flamethrower on it. If you pair this with a Vladof enhancement which has on it bullet holes, so let's say this one right here, nope that isn't one, I know I've got that one right there, so bullet holes on it, doesn't have to be a legendary by the way, put that on, you can stack the projectile. So if you see here, we shoot a couple of projectiles each one, 3000 whatever, that's its damage. But with the Vladof enhancement equipped with the bullet holes on it, with the SMG in hand with the alt firing mode of flamethrower on it, all you do guys is go into its main mode, hold down that firing button and switch, just spam that switch button, spam that alt firing mode and normal mode button, so that on controller, on console, this will be down on your D-pad while you're holding that fire button. And what this does guys is it stacks those projectiles in this thing's main firing mode. So how long have we done this for? Like say 20 seconds. Now if we look, you can see it's shooting multiple of the same projectile. So this, after a certain state, say you do this for 5 minutes, there's absolutely monstrosity of things. Now the thing about this is it works on any Vladof SMG which has the alt fire mode, a flamethrower on it. It can be a blue, a green, it does not matter as long as you have the enhancement of bullet holes on it. It does crazy things, as you'll see me wiping out of this boss. But it gets even wilder in regards to alt firing modes in this game, because if you have a weapon which has an alt firing mode and a Torgue licensed sticky like this thing right here, the Birt Speeds, which is a legendary, or this green SMG right here, alt firing mode of flamethrower and those Torgue licensed sticky, this you don't need to have this on. So if I unequip this, let's just say I put it back on this one, and this right here is the most broken thing in the game. So again, any SMG, any Vladof SMG which has Torgue licensed stickies on it, I think the alt fire mode of flamethrower only comes on Vladof, so this will only work on these Vladof SMGs. But this thing absolutely annihilates everything in the game, because what's actually happening here guys is it's stacking so much damage, there ain't no damage numbers, so it means you wipe out bosses. And even with a level 24 green SMG, you one tap bosses, skipping immunity phases. So with that immunity phase, by a bulkhead where you have to throw the gas canister at him to remove his shield, you don't need that with this. Just fire these, I'll show you exactly how you do this, and you obliterate. So what you do is obviously shoot the Torgue stickies, but you don't want to empty the clip, so stop before the clip empties, then switch to the alt firing mode, switch back. It does so much damage, there ain't no damage numbers. So much damage, there ain't no damage numbers. And what this does to bosses is broken. Now there's no alt firing mode method in the game more powerful than this. There are others which we will explore in a quick second, but there's nothing more powerful than this. Even a green SMG, a green Vladof SMG, switch back, absolutely brutal people, absolutely brutal. And again, you see it on screen now, you probably know about this already, what this thing is capable of. What this thing is capable of is utter ridiculous. So again, just fire into the enemy, the boss, don't empty the clip, stop at whatever number you want, switch to alt firing mode, switch back, simple as that. Now this will work on any weapon in regards to having Torgue stickies on with any alt firing mode, as long as you have enough ammo in the clip. So pistols, it's really hard to do it with, because by the time you fire the Torgue stickies in, switch to alt firing mode and switch back, the Torgue stickies have already blown up. So if you've got a big clip, it doesn't matter what the alt firing mode is, as long as you do indeed have Torgue stickies, it will work. And I'll showcase you even more of this happening with other different weapons. So right here guys, I have another Vladof SMG. This one has Torgue licensed stickies on it, but it has an alt fire mode of taser on it. So if we use this, you'll see the damage is basically, it ain't as powerful as the flamethrower, but it still does wild damage. So you just switch the taser, switch back, look at the damage numbers. The exact same thing will work with a Ripper shotgun. It doesn't matter on the model either. Torgue licensed stickies with a, does that say gas gun? Gas gun? alt fire mod on it. So if you use this, you'll see that the same thing works here. Let me switch to it. Let me put your thingy up. So if we charge this up, fire. This thing actually, if I remember rightly, does wild damage. Switch to the alt fire mode. Switch back. Look at those damage numbers. Absolutely wild, people. It works also with this one. Right, this is a Mali one SMG. Torgue license sticky on it. The railgun as an alt fire mode. So if I fire this, you'll see that damage will go absolutely wild. Now this isn't a new trick. This worked in previous Borderlands 2. But look at that. Wild. We also, guys, have an assault rifle here, which is a Vladof one. This one has the grenade launcher as the alt fire mode with the Torgue license stickies on it. So if we use this, guys, you'll see that this thing does wild damage too. I should have let that reset, but it doesn't really matter. But either or, guys, you'll see. Stop before you empty the clip. Switch to the alt fire mode. Switch back. Absolutely wildness, people. Absolutely wildness. And again, this works with many a weapon. Many a weapon. Now I just want to revert back to the Birt's Bees, because you can actually pair the Birt's Bees and the green SMG. You can also pair it with that enhancement we spoke about earlier. So if I'm just going to equip that, and I'll put back on the Vladof bullet holes enhancement, this will indeed stack together too. So this gets absolutely wild, guys. I will tell you, it gets absolutely wild. So with the bullet holes enhancement on, again, keep switching to hold down the trigger, switch between the alt fire mode and the Torgue sticky. And what will happen is you stack those Torgue stickies. So like we were stacking those projectiles earlier with the first SMG we demonstrated today, you can do it with this. And it gets to a point, guys, where you're firing out so many of these bees, so many of these projectiles, it slows your games down. Not the field of view. Your frames per second absolutely goes nutty. And I apologise, guys, if you can hear my new puppy in the background crying. He's actually saw my bag on my sofa and he's trying to get it. But you can see, look at that. That's one shot. That's one shot. And this will work, by the way, people. You can stick all these into a boss, then switch to the alt fire mode, switch back, and it goes absolutely wild, guys. It goes absolutely wild, and this will work again. Look at that. On that green SMG. On that green SMG we demonstrated earlier, this worked the exact same way. So yeah, keep that in mind. So if you get a if you get the Birt's Bees or a Vladof SMG with the alt fire mode of flamethrower on it with the Torgue license stickies, and pair that with the bullet holes enhancement. This don't have to be a legendary, by the way, the Vladof enhancement. You can do even wilder damage, which you don't need. But yeah, either or, guys, either or. And again, you don't even need the Torgue license stickies to stack the projectiles with this. So yeah, keep that in mind too. But yeah, but people, it doesn't end there in regards to damage stacking with alt fire modes, because there is a weapon called the Anarchy, which is this thing right here. Now the Anarchy, I believe, drops from the vault boss of Radix. The Birt's Bees, by the way, drops from Sludgemore with the Kickballer, which we'll discuss later. But I'm pretty sure, guys, you guys know about where all these drop. But either or, the Anarchy, let's equip this. This one, if you get this with the Torgue license stickies on it with a alt fire mode, this thing does wild damage. It doesn't actually matter what the alt fire mode is, because it has mutualism on it. On auto reload or kill grants a plus 15% damage, minus 15% accuracy for a maximum of 20 stacks, which will reset on a manual reload. What you do with this, guys, is you simply fire these into an enemy. The bigger the clip, the better, and just switch between your alt fire mode and back. Just keep switching. Acts a little bit differently in regards to just switching once with other license stickies. This one, the more you switch, the more damage you do. But if you've got something which gives you a bigger clip on it, we don't need that. So what have we got here with a bigger clip? So that one there will do. So now we've got a bigger clip. We've got 18. So if I do this with that, shoot these in. Stop before you empty the clip. Boom. switch back, just keep switching. You'll see those damage numbers will indeed just keep stacking. And it goes absolutely wild, guys. Now, it's not the most powerful in the game, I won't lie to you, but it's still another method in just stacking damage. And you're seeing on screen now what this can do when I pair it with my action skill as well, where I get even more weapon damage on. But yeah, it's just another means of extra damage, which is the result of swapping the alt firing modes. Now, alt firing, swapping and all that damage stacking in this game, I'm pretty certain will get nerfed out sooner rather than later. But yes, so use and abuse these while you indeed can, people. Okay, so next up, guys, we have nothing other than it's legendary. I'm calling it legendary because it is right now, and that is the Songbird. So the Songbird, let me just unequip 2 of these because it works best and how you stack damage with just 2 weapons in your inventory. The Songbird is a weapon that drops from the Rocking Roller boss. Rocking Roller is this dude all the way up here. Come to this mine, which you unlock upon completing the campaign. Get through it, come to Rocking Roller, farm until you get any version of the Songbird. Once you have this weapon, you can stack damage indefinitely, and it's wild. So if we shoot this enemy, or this test dummy, 2,694 damage, that's per shot. Now the trick to this is, make sure you only have 2 weapons equipped, so the Songbird and any other random weapon, 2 empty slots. Empty out its clip, mid reload, double tap your switch weapon button. So on console, on Xbox this will be double tapping Y, on PlayStation it's double tapping triangle, on PC I'm pretty sure you just roll the wheel, I'm not even sure to be honest. But yeah, now what you want to do, guys, is as you can see bottom right you got a reload timer. You want to aim for 0.5 seconds. Don't do it like this because that will not stack damage. Don't be double tapping like that. Double taps like with an instant. So when he's about to put the bullets in the back of the chamber, double tap that switch weapon button. Again, if you aim for 0.5 seconds on the reload timer, this is perfect for you. Now just after that little bit of stacking here, what have we done? What have we changed? Now we've got 43,000 damage. So yeah, and you can do that indefinitely, and it becomes, in my opinion, the best farming weapon in the entire game. It just makes light work of every boss. But again, this indeed will get patched. I mean, they're talking about nerfing the crit knife, which we'll talk about in a second, in an upcoming patch. So either this week or next week, I'm pretty certain all these overpowered weapons, these alt firing mode weapons will follow suit. So yeah, take advantage of these while you can. Okay, so we're going to finish on the Kickballer and the Stellium. Now the Stellium I've got, I accidentally got rid of my main one. I deleted it on accident. But what you want on a Stellium is energy disc and the Jacob's license accessory. If you get these on a Stellium, which is a world drop by the way, it is capable of devastating things when you pair it with that crit knife, which you're seeing on screen. Now this thing absolutely obliterates enemies. Now it's a lot like the Kickballer, which if you haven't seen, we'll see in a quick second. It just obliterates, but the Kickballer obliterates all, including yourself. So the Stellium with the energy disc, the alt firing mode, and the Jacob's license accessory paired with that crit knife is absolutely broken. But it can get even wilder because you can get a Kickballer, which if you don't know, if you get a Kickballer, obviously force blunt is what it does, force bunt even, with a Jacob's license accessory, what this thing is capable of when you pair it with a crit knife is wild, which you'll see here. So I'm going to try and stand back, but it's probably going to kill me anyway. I'm just going to use my action skill, shoot that, pop it, forward a crit knife, shoot that, and you can see I'm standing back because it normally kills me. You can see all these projectiles flying everywhere. So yeah, let's do that again. It looks so cool. Shoot that, boom, fire that. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. You can look at that. Absolutely obliterates, and that can go on for a lot longer than that, by the way, people. It can go on for a lot longer than that. Now I'm just gonna die here, but yeah, either or. It's wild, but the problem about this is, again, 9 times out of 10 it takes you out with it, which is not what we want. That's not what we want. So what you actually want is the best of both worlds, and that is the Kickballer I have, which when I load back in and probably lose 100 million or 90 million on my days, you want this version of the Kickballer. because it's got the energy disc alt firing mode on it with a Jacobs licensed accessory. And this thing, people, is the best of both. So let's just fire this, bada boom. Use a quick knife, fire the energy disc. Yeah, that's what happens. And you can get even wilder than that. That's a light work, people. That is absolutely light work. Let's do that again. And you can probably look, if you look closely, that it's pinging between each other. And what this does is the light work this makes of bosses, this, that and the other is absolutely devastating. So yes, what you want, guys, is a Kickballer which has both the Jacobs licensed accessory and the energy disc on it, and it becomes the most wild weapon. Well, I'm not going to say in the game because it really ain't, but it's still absolutely wild. Absolutely wild, people, it really is. Check that out, and it absolutely makes the light work of every boss in the game. But there we have it, guys. I mean, I've probably missed out a few weapons which I can't think of off the top of my head, but either or, 10 plus incredible weapons to look out for and use and abuse while you can, because again, I'm pretty certain these will be patched at the game sooner rather than later. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, leaving a like really helps out. If you like what you see and want to see more, be sure to subscribe, and hopefully, guys, I will see you on that next one.